Okay, now I'm going to show you how I insert a backer rod. I'm sorry, not a backer rod, a zip tie ear post, because they're a little bit different. This is Mitzi. Say hi, Mitzi. But before you do that, I always make sure the ears are good and clean, and I make sure there's no sores. Stop pulling, baby. Flashlight helps very much with that, so you can get down, look in here good, make sure nothing's going on, make sure your ear looks good, check both sides. Of course, I do this when I take a post out as well, but I also do it before I put a post back in. You always want to make sure you don't have any rubbing or anything going on. If you're doing a new puppy, you probably will need an extra set of hands to help you hold the puppy. Mitzi's done this a good many times, so she doesn't really, I can do it by myself on her. Loosen this a little bit. Wet wipes work really well for cleaning ears, or you can use your adhesive remover if you've got sticky left on there and stuff, but you want to make sure your ears are good and dry before you put your ear post in. So anyway, that is making sure everything's good before we insert our ear post. Okay, so we have our ear posts that we made earlier on a separate video because otherwise it would be too long. Same zip tie. I spray them with the spray glue 3M 77 before I insert them. I have found, this is just something I found on my own, I get an old box and I use this box for when I spray because I'm kind of OCD and I hate getting sticky on my floor and sticky on my table and sticky everywhere else. So if you spray over a box, then you don't get sticky everywhere. Make sure it's going straight. I hold it at the top and spray towards the bottom because you also want to get some spray down here on the cotton at the base that goes inside the ear. So hold it over my box, make sure we're shaking good here, and just give it a couple sprays like that. You're good. All right, then you get your puppy. You take your ear post. Now I've never done these in her before. She's been using backer rods. I hope this isn't too big because she is one of the cases of she has little bitty ear canals. So you fit that in there like so. I know, baby, you haven't had this one done before. And then you're going to stretch your ear up, stretch your backer rod, the zip tie up, push it out a tiny bit to where you round it just a touch and put that ear on it so that when you push this in, it stretches it up good and tight. I don't know if you could see that very well, but you stick your tip, you bend it down and put your tip on the top, and then you pop that ear post in so it stretches it up good and tight. And you have all this that you just flap over. So you've already got it kind of basically on there. You've got your base in good, and it's stretched up like that. And then it's just wrapping, which is like any ear post. The one nice thing about the zip ties, you see the zip tie is really small versus the backer rod, you know, is a round thing about the size of your finger. With a zip tie, you have a lot more wiggle room in squeezing because you're not going to cut off the circulation as easy because this has a lot of give in it. Whereas with a backer rod, it's round and it's firm, so you have to be very, very careful that you don't wrap it too tight and cut off circulation in your ear. I get this down in here at an angle underneath the back of that ear, just like that. Mush it down good. Hold your ear up nice and straight. Come around like so. And just hold it on there. It's where your tape that tears very easily is nice. These pieces might be big for her. Overlap just a little bit. And I wrapped this kind of snug because you want that curve in your ear. It's actually not totally flat. And like I said, with the zip tie, you have wiggle room, so you're not going to cut off the circulation. And I wrap it all the way up to where we have covered that back flap. So the extra piece at the top folds over the ear, and then when you wrap it, you cover it. So your ear is encased in tape really well. And as you see, you can see on this side better, it's about 1/2 inch above her ear, which is fine. Might be a little bit long for her ears, but she's kind of small and has little ears. So that is that side. Pause it. All right, so we're gonna do the other side. And you couldn't really see what I was talking about a minute ago. So you place the base down in there and you put a little bit of a curve like that to it. Can you see that? Okay. So you're not just sticking it in and going straight. You're going to pop this out a little and stick your ear tip to it and then push it in like that so it stretches the ear up good. Now you don't want to do it too much because you don't want to push the base in super tight. Because again, you don't want it to rub. You have such tiny ears, baby. So I bend it a little bit and stick that tip and then push that in, and that popped loose. Oh well. Like so. Fold it over. That is way too big for her ear. I'm gonna have to make her a different post. You have such tiny ears. And it's good. We already sprayed that one. We didn't show you the spraying again. Get it in there behind that flap. Press it down good. Hold your ear up tight. Wrap it around snug. Pull off that excess there. Good girl, Mitzi. Overlap your tape a little, and I put it at just a little bit of an angle. Wrap it till you're getting a curve on the ear on that side. And we've got it all covered up. And that's that. That's good. And these typically will last 5 days at least. Obviously, if they pop out, then you just take them out and do them again. But that's how I do my zip ties.